Welcome back, my delinquents. The Everything Wrong with VTubers video controversy.
Welcome to my office, man. Have a seat. We got a conversation that we need to have, B.
This is blowing up all over Twitter and has turned into quite the shit show, so we're just going to go into this. But before we start this video and get into the 30-minute video that was made, the Twitter responses and the 3-ish apologies, and I say in air quotes, I just want to say this isn't a license to be racist, to be bigoted, to insult people. You can disagree with his points, and I would like to see people actually watch the video before doing it. I know, gasps, I actually watched it and didn't just look at the title. I've actually watched it 3 times. Once originally, I didn't take it super serious. Second time, I watched when Ilaria did it, and the third time, I watched it going through taking notes for this video, so I watched it quite a few times. I think it's best to watch the whole thing before making any points about it. So let's keep the cuntiness to low amount and just discuss it like not rabid raccoons. I know it's the internet and Twitter, but we're not rabid. Also, this is about the video's backlash, not them as a person. TheGawd, or however you're supposed to say that. A lot of information's being chucked around about them, and I have no way of knowing if some basic stuff is true, so I will not confirm anything that I don't know to be true. Now on to the tire fire. Well, anything I know to be true so far. A VTuber rapper, TheGawd, released a 30-minute video titled Everything Wrong with VTubers. Not particularly new. A few people have released something similar in the past, in a far nicer way, obviously. Which is about VTubers and the community, though originally it's kind of portrayed at just VTubers, but it's mainly hitting at the community, I would say. He released this promo, which I can no longer find. I was going to censor parts of it and show part of it, but I can't find it right now, and it's been deleted. I did see it when it first came out, because I saw the promo on Twitter before any of the backlash even started, and I could tell from that, it's like, ooh, this is gonna piss someone off, because it was obviously cut to be out of context, to rile people up, to get people to watch the video, when the promo isn't particularly what the video is about. I'm assuming it's just supposed to be clickbait.
Tuber is a tuber and is virtual, alright? VTuber. Stupid.
It enraged a lot of people, as it seemed to mix VTubers that also just had languages with similar words, with people actually saying racist stuff, particularly an N-word. So as you know, in Korean and Japanese, there are words that sound like that, but they mix clips of that in with actually people saying the words, or saying actually racist things, not just the N-word. But by misrepresenting those clips mixed into it, it can give the wrong impression that he's saying those VTubers are racist, which it's just the promo clip. But it was just the opening, so I'll give a little leeway on it, as he does discuss mainly people that says it on purpose in the video. Other than I think one comment about the ones that say it accidentally, so I'll give some leeway on it that it was meant to be clickbait to rile people up, which isn't exactly noble, but it's done everywhere, so I would have to get up every single YouTuber that ever existed. Another thing that peeved people off is it included a clip of a HoloLive member's real face. I personally wouldn't have used that clip of a VTuber's real face to be on the safe side. He did remove the introduction and some clips to make it clearer, so that is something. He did remove them from the video, but after a lot of pushback. Some people were calling it doxing. So this is one of the biggest controversies in this video, is people are saying showing that clip of her face was doxing. This is a back and forwards there. It's hard without an actual statement from her where she wanted it from, but it is a public clip from their public channel, and he didn't make any statements on who it was. So unless you knew who it was already, you had no way of knowing who that clip was of. It wasn't until, the fans pointed out who it was that people knew who it was. Also, there are HoloLive face reveal videos all over YouTube, including this one, as a lot of people have pointed out. So 2 sides of that is she doesn't want it connected with VTubing. That's completely fair, and it's completely fair if she doesn't want it public or shared around. We should try and respect that. But it is absolutely everywhere, and I haven't seen any statement about that. Obviously, some HoloLive fans may know if she's made statements about that, so I can't 100% say anything about that. But I would say a bigger problem is everyone pointing out it's her, connecting that image to her, when a lot of people who don't know who she was wouldn't have a bloody clue who it is. So I do say everyone using her full VTuber name. Some people are also using some other names that I'm not going to repeat or claim to know if that's her real legal name or anything. But that is 100% not helping her and is probably doxing her more than the clip itself. So please don't do that, guys. But in the definition of doxing, I might whip it up here if I'm feeling spicy. It is 8 a.m. It does not count under doxing because doxing is revealing private information, which it isn't private. or releasing information with malicious intent. That is also private, which this is neither. So I would say it's a bit rude, especially if she doesn't want it shown. But she released this information publicly, and he didn't connect it with anyone in particular. The fans did. So I'm not really sure if I would count it as doxing, but I think it's open to interpretation for people on did it cross that line. Because I think the main difference with doxing was it private information that didn't want to be shared. But again, I don't know enough about the situations of the HoloLive members' face reveals, because some are from game shows, etc. So I can't fully say. On the situation these face reveals were done, was it on purpose, was it consensual, etc. And again, I think it's perfectly fair if they don't want their in real life persona connected to their virtual one. Especially seeing it's a video about VTubers, so it should be stuck to VTubers. Now we are out of the intro. Yes, this is a 2,000-page document, so I'm sorry. So we're going to go into breaking down this video now. After exiting the intro, which I would like to add, it's fair to be upset, it's not a soft approach. They are an antagonistic commentator, which they aren't shy about admitting to. I suppose that's the point for him, is to get a reaction.
No matter how you feel about this, anger, or you get a laugh, you gon' feel something because you know I'm right.
A strong reaction compared to a soft approach where you just want information to sink in. I acknowledge not everyone needs to point out faults in a soft way. It's my preference of doing things, but it's not the only way to start a discussion. I personally think it's better to start a soft discussion so the information can sink in and you can think about it. It does not have to be everyone's approach. So I will take it in there. It's completely fair that your first reaction is to be offended. But we want to think about the information given. I'll break this down into the points he made. I'll say some of these problems are content creator problems in general, which is pointed out by a lot of people, but it doesn't mean VTubers shouldn't discuss it as a community, because we are a community inside content creators, so obviously a lot of our problems are going to overlap with other communities like this, because VTubers are not exempt. A lot of people want to act like VTubing is a safe haven from all the problems on the internet. It has a lot of similar problems as the anime community, gaming community, YouTube community. We're not angels, shit happens. You know, and it needs to be discussed about so we can improve, make a nicer place for everyone to be. Point 1, VTubers aren't funny.
Only 4% of y'all niggas is deadass actually funny. Just like the rest of the internet. Y'all see one person say or do something of comedic value, then latch onto it and suckle it until you run it into the ground. This shit's ridiculous.
Loud doesn't mean funny. He points out the reuse of the same with similar execution jokes, which I guess if you just watch the biggest VTubers, it can seem that way. As I mainly watch indies, I don't think that's true, but I can see how it can give that impression that those same jokes are just reused a lot, but from a YouTube point of view anyway. I also want to add, he keeps going back to this joke that all VTubers are 40-year-old white guys.
Full beard and 6 kids running around the trailer park looking for the 7th one because it got abducted by a possum. Get your shit together. Cut that shit out. You ain't no goddamn princess. All up on the stream talking about some kimochi oni-chan.
Which some are probably, because, you know, there's guy VTubers. There are guys. They're all out there. But most girls aren't. And though a good old meme like the Discord kid being just a 40-year-old grifter, it's not really accurate, and I think in general it rubbed the community wrong as the joke is hella old and overused, which I guess is ironic, seeing his first point is overused comedy and VTubing, and he overuses this joke continuously through the video, so I won't bring it up again, but yes, it's overused. And some of his jokes are genuinely overused, so you can, it's like, I feel like using it once, people are gonna be like, yeah, it's a normal joke, but when you overuse it, it kind of just feels like you're insulting people, I guess. Next up, everyone's a demon.
How many of y'all niggas is demon lords from hell?
He says some stuff generalizing about demons being overused, which is true. Same with animal designs. It's not bad, but it is used a lot. He then talks about all VTubers are horny. For shame, horny. Which I'll point out this word all is what is getting him in trouble a bit, as it implies that represents all, like all people, all men, all women, all lawyers. It can get you in trouble just generalizing. I understand that's not the point he's making. It's to generalize, but it's overused in this situation, so it makes people think he's trying to lump everyone together. But for a lot of people, won't see it like that. A lot of people won't look past the first impression that he's saying all. They can think when he uses the word all that he's slandering the entire community as a whole, and he thinks it's entirely bad, which may not be the point he's trying to make. I could be wrong, and that he is trying to say, like 100% with his full chest, that the entire VTubing community is trash. I personally don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's making a sweeping statement, as a lot of people do when they try and make a point. But back to the horny and the same personalities. I'll shove that in there too. Why VTubing can look really horny is because, yes, I'll continue to say horny weird, fight me, is because the clips are very shareable. That's pretty much it, honestly. Horny, serene, and all that are shareable. They're just very viral making clips. I watch a lot of these creators live. They are more than just horny, but if you watch highlights, clips, etc. on YouTube, not live, a lot of what rises to the top is horny and they are offering more. It's just not what the internet clicks on. Similar to a lot of nice things happen in communities, but people only click on the drama. So it seems that's all that's happening. So I can see why the complaint, especially from someone who only watches YouTube, why that comes in that perspective, but there's more happening underneath. There's more happening in the VTuber community than just horny and rean. But we don't control what goes viral or what sells, and sadly those clips are just what rise to the top. Okay, let's go into personalities.
Point. Why all y'all got the same personality?
They're the same picture.
I don't understand. Well, I do understand. I understand appealing to a certain audience you're trying to reach and shit. But god damn, y'all horny all the time? That's it? Y'all not good at nothing?
He then goes into fake personalities. Doing it for the character is fine, but pretending it's all you all the time is kind of cringe. I do agree with this to a slight extent. As pretending for your character is fine, but pretending that's who you are in real life, it can be pushing it. Like, I feel a line. Like, the line could be pushed into that they're just plain out lying. So I think it's good to keep that in mind, but I feel like it's very hard to judge why someone does something. There is a lot of reasons people put on a persona. For personal safety, they're more comfortable like that. Yeah, some people are lying in the community, but I don't think you can automatically judge why someone does these things, why someone is using a persona, why someone puts on a voice, etc. So I think he's a bit harsh with it, but I do understand that when actually someone is caught full out lying, it's really annoying. Like, you know, when they're actually being malicious in their lies. But I don't think from a general surface level we can go, that's bad. Because we don't know why people are doing it. Next up, racism.
Y'all niggas is racist.
So what else is new?
But why? It's crazy. The fact that some of y'all have actively decided to use lighter skinned models to avoid getting racist comments is crazy to me.
This next part, people is mainly focusing that in the intro, doxing, etc. like that. It's mainly him mentioning that people try to be as white or Asian as possible to be accepted into the VTuber sphere, either by being whiter or labeling themselves something very Japanese. Obviously said it in a different way. That is what I was getting from it. So that is open to interpretation. That's what I think he was trying to say there. But I think what some people are mad about is him implying that people of color aren't welcome in VTubing and feel like they need to hide, or that the VTubing community is racist, which is his experience. And from what people said in replies, it's not just his experience. A lot of other people feel the same. And I'll show some of the replies here from some people. I don't think it's particularly an unfounded complaint that some people in certain parts of the VTubing community, I won't point fingers, even though a lot of people's gonna know what side this probably came from, are not very nice to things that are different. Be it people who step outside of the box of what VTubing is, or the Japanese or anime culture, or the, you know, people of color. I don't think his complaints on the racism is unfounded. I would say the way he went about it wasn't great because it's very antagonistic. That is his brand and that is his choice, and he seems like he can handle it. But I can understand why people are rubbed the wrong way. I'm not going to continuously say he says things rudely. Like, no shit. Like, I've already said it, so at least you'll know that I'm abbreviate what he's saying into why I don't think the points are bad. Just the way he's saying it isn't great. Or palatable for a lot of people. Because a lot of people, I feel, missed his points because of it, sadly. And I don't think he realistically made anything outlandish there. So maybe without the intro controversy, he would have had a better chance here, talking this out. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me being optimistic. selective outrage. This is a general problem for sure, or no matter where you are on the internet. We all complain about selective outrage, how some person will get, like, cancelled for, I don't know, eating an orange wrong, or something absolutely freaking ridiculous, and then someone will, like, burn down someone's house with their dog, cat, and firstborn in it, and everyone's like, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. We do know it happens. Like, let's not play games on here. We've all seen it. It's like, if anyone was, around through the biggest wave of people getting cancelled, people were literally, like, pulling that trigger over nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I think we can agree this happens all over the internet. It's just not just a VTuber problem, but a lot of these problems aren't just VTuber problems, but doesn't mean we can't talk about them. It mainly talks about how the VTuber community can jump to cancel people over the silliest things, but if a bigger creator actually does something serious, everyone is scared to call them out. Which is true, because there's a lot more backlash to come from if you accuse or you bring up a problem with a bigger creator because they have a community behind them. He says due to people's favorites, yes, some communities do have their favorites on a high pedestal and don't want to admit their faults. It can be hard for people. And I do think we should admit when creators have faults, because that's how you have parasocial problems, is when you don't accept that everyone's human, everyone has faults. Like, people don't want to be ganged up by other people's communities by going like, dude, that's fucked up. As things do get really mob mentality very quickly on the internet. Just a side thought, but he talks about how people will forgive their Oshi for anything if it doesn't affect them, which can just be enabling. Personally, I've seen some of this. I don't think it's everyone, but some communities inside VTubing legit excuse anything, and it's kind of crazy to watch unfold. Or sadly worse, turn into a doxing mob. I have seen this a couple times on here where people will just like, you insulted my Oshi, I'm gonna dox you. And it's just like, what the fuck? Bad. Bad, guys. Bad. That's bad. Naughty. Don't fucking do that. I don't think the complaint is unfounded. I don't think it's like the majority at all, but it does happen. And I do think at the moment, for some reason, the VTuber community is jumping quick to the docs. It's kind of spooky. He ends the section by saying,
but it's also okay to critique, and it's also okay to check niggas on they bullshit. All y'all niggas blindly supporting everything is why most of these motherfuckers are trash and they're not improving, and y'all niggas is settling for mid-content. Y'all niggas is eating dookie by choice. But also, and I'm gonna be the one to say it, cause a lot of these motherfuckers too pussy to say it, y'all gotta get y'all parasocial relationships in check.
It's my life.
That's so very, very sad.
Which is generally lumping everyone together, which isn't a great look. Also not productive, as when you start saying all X group, it puts people on the defense. So I can see why some people would be offended, underlying offended, not acting feral. Moving on, people using mental illness. So pretty much he complains about my mental illness or bad days are excuse for my crappy behavior. We have all seen this dance. It's a general content creator problem, but it's fine pointing out VTubers aren't immune to this problem. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. I think something that can solve a lot of these are VTubers that are online creators and they aren't removed from all the problems that come with it. The end. I've said it in the earlier parts of the video. You know what I think about that. But kidding, we continue on. There's even more points to this video. VTuber artists. He goes into how a lot of artists won't draw people of color or have a limited range. Most, I think, are just young, have a limited range as an art. You do stick to what's safe. I stick to what's safe a lot. What you're good at, because you're scared of fucking it up. But I do think encouraging learning different skin tones and looks is fine. Yes, some people are cunts about it. Some people will. Some people will be like, forgets about it. But 100%, fuck those people. We can all like open our minds to possibilities with art. That's the whole point of art. I think this will probably improve over time with the availability of art models and actually everything, and more artists coming into VTubing will have more of a variety of artists. Because unfortunately a lot of artists get good by specializing in one thing. We niche ourselves down smaller and smaller until we're just really good at this one thing. And that's all we know how to do. That happens a lot in art. Because getting really good at something takes a lot of time. Shipping VTubers. Not a big deal. Pretty much don't bring shipping into reality. I don't think it's a huge deal, but I know it can make people not comfy as it's about real people. Yeah, that's it. The end. Accountability and parasocial behavior. Pretty much in a harsh way, he says, don't support people blindly. Fine it. It's fine advice. But not how he says it. He portrays it like everyone does it, which isn't true. But I think a lot of the problem in the video is bad phrasing. But yeah, obviously don't blindly follow people, especially when they show repeatedly bad behavior. But love yourself, guys. Love yourself. Don't support people that are assholes. General advice, this is true in every part of your life. If someone's a cunt, give him the middle finger. Honestly, you don't have to support anyone. And don't fall for sunk cost fallacy. Do not put more time into someone who's a piece of shit. This is perfect advice for relationships, for work, for anything online. Don't waste your time supporting someone who is just a cunt. You're just sadly sinking more time into a wasted project, practically. He touches slightly on parasocial. Honestly, it felt very tacked on, not super fleshed out at all. He says stop being parasocial and calls it sad. Parasocial has been a topic that's been talked about a lot. There are so much better videos to see the depths of parasocial. I do think he insults viewers quite a lot in this, and I personally think some of these topics needs a more empathetic approach to it, because I don't think bullying, as he says at the end, I personally don't think it solves anything. I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but I don't think negative reinforcement does shit. Call me weak, call me a pussy, whatever the fuck. I don't think it actually helps the situation. I think showing empathy and care is the best approach to this, but each to their own on that. I would say if you don't like his approach, go to someone else to talk about these issues. He is definitely not for you. Collabs. Okay, he jumps randomly to collabs to complain about big ones being chaotic. Okay? Yeah, big collabs are chaotic. That's a preference. If you don't like big collabs, go to small collabs. If you don't like big VTubers, go to small VTubers. The end. It's not that crazy. Pretty much he says don't trauma jump unless it's a sharing stream. I also remember him saying something about don't shame your viewers when they do trauma jump and like show it all over the internet to make them feel like shit. I could be imagining that though, but because I didn't write it down. But yeah, which is completely fair. I also don't think you should shame your viewers for it. You can be like, don't do that to me, bro. But don't like shame someone who's already having a hard time. We don't know what everyone's going through or how true it is. Let's try not to be cunts. A fair point. Don't be a cunt. The end. Animals. Overuse of animal VTubers, but he likes them, but wants more variety. That's it. Yeah, sure. We all love variety. We all love cat girls. The end. Twitter. Overuse of twitlongers for every little thing. That's true, that's fair. Honestly, I've been seeing people do twitlongers for their breakup, and they have like 30 followers, and I'm like, why am I getting suggested this twitlonger bullcrap because you broke up with your boyfriend? Who? No one cares. I don't know. So, I do agree twitlongers are kind of overused, and like that kind of stuff should be used for serious situations. The end. Conclusion. His conclusion, not my conclusion. God, I wish.
Think that I'm a bully because the shoe fits? Here's 4 things that you can do. 1. Suck my dick. I am bullying. Y'all suck as people. 2. Find a better pair of shoes to wear since the one I showed you fits so well and you clearly can't handle the smell of your own shit. 3. Stop being pussy. 4. Make better music. Y'all suck. I rap better than y'all.
He says he's bullying. Yeah, kinda. And VTuber community sucks as people. Harsh as fuck. Calls them pussies, then says VTubing music sucks. I'll just say shut the fuck up. You know there is great music in the community. Stop sucking your own dick. Especially he follows this up. Well, I'm a better actor than you. I know talking up your own ass is like part of like the whole persona and stuff, but how dare you? There's some fucking great VTuber covers, and I'm not just saying that because I have like a bajillion of them in my playlist. He ends it with some stuff about doxing, which honestly some people are way too quick to jump to doxing, which I've said before. Especially fans, just don't do it, bro. Just don't dox. Yep, some people said it's ironic with the beginning, but again, going to go into if showing a public face is doxing or not. I'm not going into that again, but yeah, don't dox people. It's bad, guys. But they're around crazy accusations without proof. That is also bad. You don't like it? Don't do it to other people. Proof. And also just don't dox. Don't give out information. Don't bully. Do I have to turn into your 5th grade teacher? Don't bully. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't be mean. Try and resolve amicably. Don't be a cunt. Oh wait, I forgot this wasn't an Australian school. So now I've mostly gone over the entire video. Obviously, I think he shouldn't have included their in real life version of themselves, connecting it to a VTuber persona. Even if it was public, it's best to stick to the topic of VTubers, and I think Showing it in real life face doesn't really keep it to just VTubers. Doxing or not, or what you think, I think it would have been better just not to include it. But he did remove it from the video, so that is something. He should have stuck to his main points, as his points on racism weren't bad or inaccurate per se. He just presented them not well, and I think maybe even more antagonistic than he meant them to be. But the muddling it with random clips that could be taken out of context with legit problem clips was bound to rub people the wrong way, but also mix his message that it kind of, his points that are good are mixed in with misinformation now. Now it puts us into the backlash and the horrendous amount of shit people said on Twitter. Disagreeing with someone isn't a pass to be racist, like way to prove his point, guys. Like he says the VTuber community is racist and you're back. The way to prove him wrong is to be giant cunts. To be kind of racist. And just, Jesus! What's wrong with you guys? Come on. It just makes the entire community look bad. I will not go into the accusations against him other than him using slurs in his old raps. Made a decision a long time ago to not use slurs anymore. I don't know enough about his rapping career to go into that, honestly. But nothing else that's being thrown around with people I could find any evidence on, so I will not touch on it. Because I will not make accusations or bring forth stuff based on gossip, which you know is the correct thing to do. Throwing around accusations is very serious and not a joke. When it comes to his apologies, it wasn't a real apology. He mainly doubled down and removed the content that people were pissed about. I won't comment on it if he should have apologized. Honestly, that's up to you as the viewer to decide. I broke down the video into the info I could find, and I tried to portray it fairly. Hope this was helpful, and let's try to stay civil, everyone. See you next time, my delinquents, and you got this, bestie. Honestly, I'm sorry if I missed any points in here. I tried my best in here. This is the longest script I've ever done, and it's over 40 minutes of raw footage, so I hope this gave you a breakdown of the situation and what he was trying to say in there, the good, the bad, the cunty, whatever. And I will see you next time, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and be nice if you can. The end. Bye.